Hello, dear listeners, and welcome back to Book Summary 5, the 5-Minute Summary channel. I'm Sammy, your host. Today, we're diving into the Productivity Project, Accomplishing More by Managing Your Time, Attention, and Energy by Chris Bailey. This isn't just another time management book. It's the result of a year-long personal experiment where Bailey tested every productivity trick in the book, literally on himself. From waking up at 5:30 a.m. every day, to eliminating caffeine, to working 90-hour weeks, he became a human guinea pig in the pursuit of productivity. The result? A candid, practical guide that reframes how we think about getting things done. Let's unpack it all so you'll feel like you have read it cover to cover. Chris Bailey begins with a simple truth. Productivity isn't about doing more stuff, it's about doing the right stuff. He learned this the hard way. After graduating from business school, he turned down job offers to devote a full year to studying productivity. He read hundreds of books, interviewed experts, and most importantly, ran experiments on himself to see what actually worked. And early on, he discovered that there are three main ingredients that drive productivity: time, attention, and energy. Managing time is the one most people fixate on. But Bailey argues that simply organizing your schedule isn't enough if you're distracted or exhausted. That's where attention comes in. In today's world, attention is under siege by pings, notifications, open tabs, and digital noise. Bailey's experiments taught him that productivity is less about squeezing in more tasks and more about protecting your focus. He began scheduling blocks of uninterrupted work, using the rule of 3 each day, choosing 3 meaningful tasks to complete. This made each day feel purposeful and less reactive. Then there's energy. You could have all the time in the world, but if you're drained, you won't perform at your best. Bailey learned to pay close attention to his own rhythms, noting that his productivity spiked mid-morning and dipped after lunch. He began working in accordance with his energy levels, front-loading his most important tasks when he was sharpest and reserving mundane ones for low-energy times. He also discovered that sleep, diet, and exercise had a massive impact on how productive he felt, not just in terms of output, but creativity and mood as well. A surprising takeaway from the book is how deeply mindfulness and intentionality play into productivity. One of Bailey's key experiments was cutting himself off from all digital distractions, including social media and unnecessary email, for stretches of time. The result? He was calmer, clearer, and got more done. But even more importantly, he felt more satisfied with how he spent his days. This is a theme that runs throughout the book. Productivity isn't about working like a robot. It's about becoming more human, more aware of how you're spending your life's most precious resources. Bailey also tackles multitasking, which he calls one of the biggest productivity myths. When we multitask, we don't actually do multiple things at once. We switch rapidly between them, losing focus and depth along the way. Instead, he suggests single tasking, giving your full attention to one task at a time, even if only for short bursts, using techniques like the Pomodoro method or simply setting a timer for focused sprints. Another insight that stands out is Bailey's approach to saying no. During his experiments, he realized that busyness often masquerades as productivity. The more he said yes to meetings, commitments, and low-priority work, the less he accomplished. Productivity, in his view, is often about subtraction, removing the distractions, tasks, and obligations that don't actually move you forward. Toward the end of the book, Bailey reflects on how his own definition of productivity changed throughout the year. At first, he was obsessed with output. But gradually, he came to see that real productivity is about living with intention. It's about aligning your daily actions with your long-term goals and values. And it's about making space for rest, reflection, and relationships too, not just constant hustle. The Productivity Project isn't about pushing harder. It's about working smarter, and more importantly, working consciously. Through honest storytelling, practical strategies, and insightful experiments, Chris Bailey gives readers permission to redefine productivity in a way that's personal, sustainable, and actually fulfilling. Thank you for tuning in to Book Summary 5, the 5-Minute Summary channel. If this one sparked a few ideas for how to reclaim your time and focus, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share it with your friends. Until next time, happy reading and happy producing.